Normally, we'd open our coverage with the featured 250 class. But last weekend in Wahougal, Washington, Jeremy McGrath's continued 250 dominance was thoroughly upstaged by a terrific 125 race. And where do we begin, Art?
Well, Bob, there are almost too many stories to mention here in this series. Just when the riders and the fans were ready to see that tie for the series points lead broken, enter two unexpected heroes of the weekend, a first-time national winner and a local rider making his podium debut.
Number 19, Michael Craig won the whole shot, with local privateer Jason McCormick, number 51, Mikkel Pashon, and Mike Brown in good shape. McCormick, who makes a weekly search for expense money, gaining points in 6 events this season, took the lead away from Craig on the opening lap. He found himself battling with 101 Pashon. It was Brown trying to get back into the points race, riding on the edge. The Honda of Troy teammates, Craig and Brown, staged a good first lap battle until Brown goes down. Neither points leader got great starts. Number 9, Ryan Hughes in 6th, while Steve Lampson paid dearly for his slower getaway. Ryan Huffman put him down. Lampson in 39th place. Lap 2, Pashon would take his first lead since Mount Morris. One of the best 125 rivalries of the day, number 9, Ryan Hughes and 51 McCormick. It was back and forth with these two in Moto 1. Hughes finally securing 3rd, while McCormick would slip back to finish 7th. It was never-ending for Pashon, trying to hold off hard charges from Hughes, number 22, Robbie Raynard, and then later Damon Huffman. Pashon would end up in 5th. With championship points dancing in his head, Hughes inherited the lead. His rival Lampson had passed 21 bikes, but was still back in 18th, 47 seconds in back of the leader. Lampson would finish in 12th. Robbie Raynard, coming off a 2-moto sweep at Spring Creek, was flying again. This would be the final lead change of this moto. Raynard on his way to victory. The most incredible late race comeback honor goes to number 26, Mike Brown. He challenged and passed Huffman for 3rd and Hughes for 2nd after coming all the way back from the crash-inflicted 20th place. Brown 2nd, Hughes 3rd. Raynard the checkers for his 3rd straight moto win, but bad news for Moto 2. Robbie Raynard's tender knee would keep him at the back of the field in Moto 2, and with Hughes in 6th and Lampson a 12th place start, it became a Mike Brown versus 3 privateers up front. Number 38, Scott Sheik with the whole shot, with Chad Pedersen, number 36, and McCormick again in the hunt. Number 26, Brown, wasted no time passing Sheik for the lead. He would also immediately begin extending it to 17 seconds. McCormick, on his way to his first national motocross podium, was next to get by Sheik. Number 51 in 2nd place. Making their way into contention, points leaders number 9 Hughes and number 5 Lampson. After losing 11 points to Hughes in Moto 1, Lammy gets by him for 5th and would charge past Pedersen and Sheik to take on McCormick for 2nd. It was a real crowd pleaser. The locals screaming for McCormick, side by side with the factory Honda. Hughes would try to follow, leaving Pedersen and Sheik to battle it out. A skirmish Sheik would win. Up front, Lampson was magnificent. Time running out with 4 laps to go. He was down to Brown by 12 seconds. 3 laps left. It was 9 seconds. 2 laps remaining. 3 seconds. It set the stage that had the fans running from all over the track to view this great finish. It was Brown at the checkers, his first overall win.
Main thing, I just wanted to win, get overall for the rear's over, and ride my hardest, and I did, and I won overall today.
And he won a bet with his mechanic, Jeff Nutter. Off came the hair and a 15-year growth under the chin. Privateer Jason McCormick held off Hughes for 3rd and was reduced to tears after not only placing 3rd overall and winning the Camel Skull Top Privateer money, but also $3,600 raised from the fans for the Top Oregon-Washington Rider Award. A big financial boost after having both his bikes stolen at Troy, Ohio. With 2 more races, it's Hughes by 6 points over Brown, and Lampson knocking at the door 7 points back.
It's great to see the crowd get behind their man, and Bob will have all the action from the 250s later in the show. Got some great get-offs to show you.
I know we do. I snuck a look at the tape. Thanks, Art. Hughes and Steve Lampson will ride the 500 and 125, respectively, bracketing 250 title hopeful Jeff Emig, who will carry the colors in that class. The U.S. team hopes to regain the title it lost to the British last year after a 12-year reign. Jeremy McGrath for that title. He can't afford to split motos.
Bob, no question about that. With only 4 remaining motos, Jeff Emig needs to win big. But he may have it in him. Jeff Emig announced to the world last weekend in Washington that he's changed his riding style for that championship stretch.
I've lost that many points, I've gained that many points, and there's still 3 races left. And until, you know, the final flag drops, you know, at the final national, well, okay, well, then we can crown the champion. You know, with a little luck and a lot of hard riding and a lot of fast laps, I think, you know, I can be that guy.
The 2 quickest starters were right there again after the gate dropped. McGrath number 3 the whole shot with Emig right on his rear fender. Last week's overall winner, Mike Kudrowski, hits a small boulder dislodged by the front runners. He goes down and Damon Bradshaw follows suit. Emig, living up to his aforementioned hopes, surprises McGrath, taking the lead before scores can record the first lap. Number 15, Kyle Lewis, beginning his best day of the season in 3rd, leading a 3-bike, no-lean Yamaha contingent. Larry Brooks, number 21, and Larry Ward in 4th and 5th. It was remarkable. Number 21 was even on the track after an accident at the San Jose Supercross almost took his arm. Behind Team No Lean, a 4-way freight train of privateers battling for 5th. Emig out in front wasn't simply satisfied with the lead. He ran it up to 9 seconds. Ward would get by his teammates, but Honda of Troy's James Dobb on a mission slips by number 11 for a 3rd-place finish. McGrath saved his breath for Moto 2, cruising to 2nd place. Emig wins his 5th Moto of the year. Moto 2, it was McGrath and Emig again, with Lewis in 3rd, on way to his first 95 podium, a 3rd overall. Rain started to slicken the track, and a 3-lap duel between number 6 and number 3 was defined early. Emig goes flying. Bruised and battered, Emig somehow clears his head, ignores the pain to get back into a fight for 2nd with Lewis. McGrath, the opportunist, pulls a 20-second lead on his rival. David Bradshaw, number 114, after a 17th in Moto 1, was riding a solid Moto 2. He made his move on Lewis for 3rd, his best Moto finish in his comeback. Emig giving it a good fight for 2nd. Jeremy, the checkered flag, gaining his 5th overall win of the season, his 8th Moto victory.
Honda was working really good 2nd Moto, and, you know, there's no reason I shouldn't have won that race.
McGrath holds his 33-point lead on the championship ladder. Larocco, out for the season with an injured knee, holds on to 5th in the standings.
Mathematically, this series is probably going to go down to the final moto before someone clinches the title. But I think if McGrath pulls through big in the next round at Binghamton, New York, Bob, all he's going to have to do is stay upright in Delmont, Pennsylvania.